Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Dr. Derek Da Silva. I'm the Medical Director of Common Sense Supplements. My number one recommendation for better health is a good probiotic. What does that mean? The word pro means for, and the word biosis means life. There are more microorganisms, by the way, that number is 10 to 1, bacteria in our bodies versus our human cells. So what are we? We're just a bunch of bugs, folks. We're 3 to 4 pounds of bacteria at the end of the day. These organisms control all aspects of our body, whether you want to believe that or not. The gut has been called the second brain. Why? Because the immune system, the neurotransmitters are all made in the gut. Well, I shouldn't say all, but about 70% of the neurotransmitters are made in the gut, serotonin, etc. Serotonin, major area of production, is the gut and not in the brain. If your gut is in balance with the right bacteria, you will not get sick and your body will function at an optimal level. The combination of vitamin D and the probiotic together is monumentally important for your immune system. So what are the functions of a good probiotic? Number one, immune system. As I said, 60 to 70% of your immune system resides in your intestine. Digestion. Folks, for all of you that are still using those PPI as an acid blockers in your practice, the damage that it does to the body is incredible. Cardiovascular disease, damage to the kidneys, damage to the liver. We know the studies, we know the data, but we're still not paying attention. You need to start paying attention. Good bacteria for digestive health is critical. Why? Because the bacteria will help digest your food versus fermenting it. What happens when you ferment something? You have gas, you have belching, you have bloating. So number one, immune system. Number two, digestion. And number three, elimination. What about increasing your water? What about just taking good bacteria to increase peristalsis? Because this is how it works. And number four, the good bacteria make most, if not all, of the B vitamins, along with vitamin K2. And you can see how all of these pieces are working together. The probiotics, for me, my number one recommendation for better health. And what people always ask me is, well, at what age do you start taking probiotics? Well, let me share a little story with you. My grandchildren started taking a pediatric probiotic. Now remember, this is for adults, okay? This is an adult probiotic. But my grandchildren started taking a probiotic from the very first feeding on the very first hour that they were born. This is how important this is to me. So there's been some question, by the way, as to the strains that I use in my probiotic versus some of the other strains that are out there. Let me tell you something. These strains, Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus rhamnosus, and Bifidobacter are the most studied strains. The Lactobacillus strains work in the small intestine and the Bifidum works in the large intestine. Folks, you don't need to get any fancier than that. I don't care what anybody says. You want to challenge me? You want to come and speak with me? Happy to do that with you. Also, the technology involved in this product. The Capsule Technology. This capsule that we use is an acid-stable capsule. It doesn't open up, it doesn't digest in your stomach, it gets into the area of the intestine where the pH is just right, and that's when it opens, thereby increasing the viability of the organisms in here. And that's why I don't need to put 20 billion, 10 billion organisms in here. I need to put 4 billion because the viability with the capsule technology is very high. Once again, my number one recommendation for better health is a good probiotic. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Dr. Derek Da Silva, and may you always be blessed with good health.